Fortnite Chapter 6 is coming to a close at the end of this week, despite what the title of my yearly compilation video would have you believe. See, this is a little bit of that YouTube magic for you. And since Chapter 6 is finally coming to an end, I figured that now would be a pretty good time to take inventory of the past year of Fortnite and just sit down and really take into account what has happened in the Chapter 6 retrospective. This video will cover Seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, Galactic Battle, and the Simpsons season. If you want really in-depth opinions on Seasons 2, 3, 4, and the Simpsons, they all have long-form commentary videos explaining my thoughts on every single aspect of the season. Galactic Battle has one too, but, I mean, it's not very good. This video is just going to be a brief overview more than anything. Anyway, let's get on with it. But if you do enjoy today's video, then be sure to subscribe and use code BigCraigd in the Fortnite item shop, or you can become a channel member like the Help Craigs that pay 99 cents a month for a shout out, or you can become a Turbo Craig for $2.99 a month. You gain access to a big boy shout out and exclusive videos. Okay, let's get into it. Season 1. Now, this was a good one. I personally ranked this as top 3 Season 1s. Yeah, I went there. Right behind Chapter 2 Season 1, which is in the number 2 spot, and then Chapter 3 Season 1 as of the best. Ooh, Chapter 2 Season 1 and number 2. Ooh, what is this? Unpopular opinions? Ooh, no, we already did that. Ooh, what about Chapter 1 Season 1? Ooh, Chapter 4. Clearly, you're new around here. Anyway, Chapter 6 started off amazingly. The map, I mean, what can I say? It was alright. It was a big step up from Chapter 5, which was boring. The Chapter 6 map, at least in the very beginning, felt like an actual living, breathing place. To start off with, everything was very consistent with itself. The locations on the map in the first season felt like they were actually all built consistently, even though the POIs were different. Like Flooded Frogs, Mast Meadow, Seaport City, they were all very different POIs, but they had elements inside of them that tied them together. Whether it was decorations, design choices, or a third thing that I didn't include in the script, it was all there. Being a YouTuber is so fun. If I don't want to talk about something, I literally don't have to. This is great. But Season 1 did have a problem, which I also had a problem with in Chapter 5, and that was that all the POIs felt very samey. Like, it was a little bit ridiculous. A lot of it was just dojos and temples for Season 1. Like, there was a lot of dojos and temples. Like, there was over 5 on the map. Like, come on. I think Fortnite need to kind of take a lesson from the Simpsons season and see that they can just have less POIs, but just make them more unique and people will like them. Like, you don't need 27 different POIs on the map. Like, relax. What's the point of making so many POIs if they're all going to be the flipping same? You know, just spread them out a bit. My 2 personal favorite POIs for Season 1, though, were Canyon Crossing and Nightshade Forest. I didn't really care about Canyon Crossing until I made my ranked video, but this POI was so good. Like, yeah, it's a town, how original, but it's a town that goes into 2 bridges that go across a very big drop. Like, that's fun, that's unique. And Nightshade Forest was just so much fun. Not only did it look very different to every single POI on the map because it was bloody purple, but it also had the really cool gimmick of it being permanently nighttime in this POI unless you broke the ancient spell, which would turn it daytime and open the mysterious bunker. See, now that's cool. And that's what I mean when I say that the map actually feels alive. You had NPCs that would reference past events that you were not a part of. You had sprites running around, and the map was interactable in certain areas that made it just feel really, really cool. Whipped out the dictionary for that one. The loophole, yeah, it was alright. Finally, we eviscerated bullet drop, so already it was better. We had the 4,267th remake of the pump shotgun, and I can say for sure that it was a pump shotgun. The Hollow Twister assault rifle was overpowered as hell. I don't know why Epic just don't understand that red dot assault rifles don't work in these loopholes. One thing that I absolutely hated was that they decided to unvolt the explosive repeater rifle near the end of the season, and it just ruined everything. Like, why did you do that? Season 2 was off to a good start. It somehow managed to sort of reinvent the vault mechanic that was introduced all the way back in Chapter 2 Season 2 and actually keep it interesting. There were tons of new weapons, even a lot of them were just remakes, and there was all this stuff happening, and then they just didn't update the game for a month. Yeah. Crime City was a cool POI, but it replaced Nightshade Forest entirely, even changing the color of the goddamn grass and turning it into this kind of like really off-putting dark green and like poop brown color with like specks of gold in it. It was just really not nice to look at. Lone Wolf Lair felt suspiciously similar to one of the 3 billion mansions on the Chapter 5 map. Like, it really oddly similar. And Outlaw Oasis was okay. It wasn't anything crazy. A lot of the content for Season 2 were exotics, and the exotics were actually pretty fun, if you could actually find them. They had this really weird system where sometimes they'd spawn and sometimes they wouldn't, and it was up to chance, who knows what you might get, and it was a really boring way to play the game. Honestly, I would have just preferred it if they just put exotics in the loophole at that point instead of making this really weird system how to get them. Speaking of the system, Dilbits. Why? In the first half of the season, yeah, okay, fair enough. You had to rob a bank, rob a train to get a dilbit, yeah, okay. But then, let's just be honest, they were taking the piss. You couldn't visit your nan in the retirement home without stumbling across a dilbit. It was ridiculous. It ruined the season. And then they had these quests where for every few quests you finish, you unlock like a key card. And I'm going to be honest, to this day, I don't understand what any of it did. The first half of season 2, yeah, it was good. And then they just ruined it for me. And the rest of the season was like, okay, can we just move on now? We shouldn't have moved on. The first ever mid-chapter mini-season. Whoopee! The Star Wars season was actually something that I was cautiously optimistic about. I shouldn't have been. Yeah, sure. For the first 3 hours, yeah, it was a great time. And after that, it was like, what the hell am I playing? The POIs were just spread out across the corners. So one, it was very difficult to land at any of these POIs that were directly in the bus's path. And two, the storm would close around these POIs so incredibly fast that you might as well just not be... You might as well just not go. First Order base. Jaden loved this. I didn't land here until season 3. So... you know. Vader's Samurai Solitude, very annoying to land there because of all the NPCs, and I swear they changed, like, nothing fundamentally speaking about the POI. Like, I swear it was the same as it was before, they just changed the name. Outpost Enclave. This one was actually pretty good, even though logistically speaking it shouldn't exist, because where did this sand come from? And finally, Rebel Outpost. I think that's what it was called. Don't quote me on that. I liked it. It was alright, but nothing special. Now, don't even get me started on the guns. Whoever thought that making a loophole entirely out of weapons with unlimited ammo needs a stern talking to, because it just led to people spamming you from 500 miles away with no repercussions whatsoever. Oh, but the cooldown, the cooldown. I don't care about a bloody cooldown. All the shotguns, apart from one, were basically all capable of a one pump, and those of you who have been here for a week would know that I do not like a one pump. Like, nothing felt like it was Fortnite. It just felt like Fortnite was replaced by Star Wars. And in my opinion, if the collab season fails to feel like both Fortnite and the brand, then it's a failure of a collab season. On the poop meter, I'd give this like a 92%. It's awful. Super is in my top 3 best seasons of all time, and most of it is purely because of vibes, because this season somehow captured the feeling of Fortnite for me, more than any other season since Chapter 3, Season 3. This season was good. And you know, this isn't just me saying this after the fact, because I willingly made tons of gameplay videos on the season, made a ranked video for whatever reason, even though I hate everything to do with ranked, and after all that, I still made an entire video saying how good the season was. Saying that, half of the video was me complaining about the storyline, but we can edit that out. The map. Good. Ignoring the absolute poo stain that was the crime biome, we got Demon's Domain, a very unique feeling POI when compared to everything else on the map, and that is good. I like uniqueness in POIs, which automatically makes it good. The layout was also very nice too. There was a lot of shenanigans going on here, but they ruined it when they blew it up. There was like 2 chests here after that. Utopia City, very cool looking, very season 9-y, but a big problem was that there was no loot here. Like at all. It was a travesty. It was so difficult to loot this place if there was more than 2 people landing here, but it was nice to look at, so. Supernova Academy, and my favorite Chapter 6 POI, because I mean, look at it. It has the vibes and art style of Utopia City. It has the storyline Easter eggs inside of it. It has tons of loot, especially during Super. I mean, it was great. Speaking of loot, you also had the hero rank chest and the hero rank system, which I loved for Super, and after Shock and Awesome, I hope they never bring it back again. The hero rank in Super allowed you to come up with a strategy of how you were going to play the game based on your rank, and it also gave you Siphon, which rewarded you for being aggressive and getting kills without giving you Siphon for every kill. The amount of times the rank up Siphon has saved me was unbelievable. It's genuinely ridiculous. I can't believe they got rid of it. The loot pool for the most part was pretty good. All the assault rifles had a purpose. The shotguns were all very different from each other. Even the outlaw shotgun, which smells. Everything was just decently balanced. Even the beast mode pom-poms that Jaden will tell you were the devil's spawn, but I loved it. Beast mode was probably my favorite item of the chapter. I'm not even joking. I have a lot more thoughts on Super, and if you want to hear them, go watch this video here on the poop meter. The Super gets like a 17%. I think. I knew from day 0 that this season was going to be a problem because of this thing. The Swarm Strike rocket launcher. This thing adds like a 30% onto the poop meter on its own. Like, this thing was awful. Also, what is the poop meter? I have no idea. I think I've just made it up. The Swarm Strike was not fun to fight against. I refused to use it in protest, and surprise, surprise, nothing happened. The rocket launcher on its own basically made me stop playing builds altogether because less people were carrying it in no builds. A lot of the POIs felt samey and pointless. There were like 7 new POIs through this season, and I'm not going to go through all of them. The bugs might as well have not been there, and for half the season, they were in fact not there. I really thought they were going to do like a PvE mode with the bugs, but no, they didn't want to do that, I suppose. Instead, we got a K-pop Demon Hunters mode that I remember nothing about. The loot pool was, let's be honest, it was a mess. Things were constantly getting buffed and nerfed, and random things were getting added and vaulted and unvaulted. It just made the loot pool feel very disjointed and difficult to keep track of. Like, why exactly did we feel the need to unvault not 1, but 2 red dot assault rifles? Who was luckily Fortnitemares kind of saved this season because Fortnitemares was actually very good. It made the game feel actually kind of fun. The POIs were unique. A lot of the Halloween-themed stuff was great. It was just a great time that could have just been made greater with the removal of the Swarm Strike rocket launcher that was, for some reason, still in the game. After being exposed to a fun season like the Simpsons season, I am more harsh on Shock and Awesome because, man, what were we doing? Shock and Awesome was just very underwhelming for me, and I think it's a good example that Fortnite can update the game as much as they want, but if the updates aren't quality or consistent, people are not going to like it. After Galactic Battle, I was terrified of the very concept of a Simpsons season, but it turned out to be the second best chapter in the season. What? That didn't make any sense, but you know what I mean. I'm serious. If you would have told me that, I would have been lukewarm about this season, let alone a big fan of it. I would have punched you in your balls. It's good. It takes The Simpsons and Fortnite, and it actually has a baby, and they raised it properly, unlike Galactic Battle, where they had the baby, but Star Wars took custody, and Fortnite couldn't pay child support. That's what it felt like. I'm not here to repeat myself. I released my season review on this season literally like 3 days ago. I'm not going to reread the script. If you really want to know my opinions, then just watch that video, you lazy bastard. Chapter 6 was pretty good, but it was also a fucking mess. It's probably the best chapter in the modern Fortnite era that we're in, which to me started in chapter 4. I don't think it came anywhere near chapters 1, 2, and 3, but it definitely topped chapter 4 and 5. It just felt more like Fortnite than those chapters ever did for me. I gave my thoughts on what I would like to add to the game in chapter 7 in this video, so again, I'm not going to repeat myself, but we'll meet up again next year to see if chapter 7 can improve on anything I said in this video. Who knows? Anyway, that's it from me. If you did enjoy today's video, then be sure to subscribe and use code BigCraigd in the Fortnite shop. Become a channel member, you know, do what you want to do, or you can click the funny card on the screen, take yourself to a video like this one, but better.